Hey guys, it's Randy here, or VoLT IoN. I was formerly known as Fuse IoN, but we changed up channels and names. So anyway, guys, this is a fairly good game. I went 33-10 or something like that, 33-11. I think it's a 10, but anyway, and we ended up winning. It was a really close game, and I gotta thank my clan members for really picking it up at the end and trying to cap so I can get this gameplay. I did have another gameplay after that. That's why I'm kind of questioning what the score was, because it was another game that was like almost exactly the same score. Unfortunately, on that one we lost a little bit, so I might be by a little bit, like 6 points. So I might on domination. So I might be posting that on my channel. I'd want to put out the best kind of content on this channel as I can. But anyway, as is kind of customary to my commentary style, most of my topics and stuff I talk about during the game is not so much about the gameplay. I kind of do the basics on that, and then I'll get into another topic. So this one is kind of came to mind because it sounds interesting and it sounds like a very opinionated topic, and kind of just decided to go with it. It's personally affecting me at this point in ways. I'll kind of explain that as I go. But anyway, off the topic. This one is deportation and illegal immigration. Basically, right now, my mother's boyfriend is facing possible deportation because I'm not going to say why, because that's more of a personal thing, I guess. But rest assured that it was nothing that couldn't have been handled in a different way, and was not all that bad in the end, if you really think about it. Got a text, 1 second. Okay, sorry. Anyway, back to that. And he has been deported once. He came back and is getting deported again, more than likely. There's a very little chance that he's going to be able to stay, and it's even worsened because he was already deported once, and that really lowers his chances. But anyway, yeah, and he's going through the court. He's in jail right now, and it's kind of a bad situation because I never talked about this because I don't think I was recording really back then, but 8 months ago or so, something like that, 7 or 8 months, my stepdad walked out on us. I'm not going to go into too much detail on that, but the point being that he left, and it was a bad situation. Didn't affect me as much because I was trying to act kind of tough because everyone else in my family was really depressed, and I didn't want to be another one of them. I wanted to kind of move on and stuff like that because I knew it was just the way it was. And really, I couldn't believe it at first. I was trying to hide it, but you know, I kind of let it get to me for a while. But I kind of moved past it, like I said. Anyway, but my mom ended up dating this guy since probably a week or two after that whole thing. That's at least when I found out about it. And my family has some kind of thing for Mexicans. I don't know why. Yeah, we're white, but everyone in my family, but me, I don't know how, this is going to sound bad. I don't have a personal preference for who I like. I base it on personality more than just race, I guess. I'm not really racist in any way, so never get that idea about me. I want that to be clear. I am not the racist in any way. But basically, just a lot of problems have been caused, and he's really picked up some slack and been helping us out over the last few months, and he's a really cool guy, and he's really nice and supportive for anything we do, and that's kind of something that's hard to find a lot of times these days. And being that was kind of a cool situation for me, having a kind of adult figure in my life again that was actually supportive of me, like unlike my stepdad was. It was kind of a cool thing, and it really felt good. This is a nice triple feed somewhere in here, I think. Right here. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it was a pretty nice one, I think. My friend was watching this, and he's just like, oh, wow, that was pretty nice. But anyway, I get off topic really easily. I'm trying not to sound like a downer on this video, but I probably have a kind of a saddened voice right now. But going through the system, we're trying to make it more comfortable of a transition, because either way, if there's a slightest chance he gets to stay, that'll be really cool. But the thing is, we're not going to get our hopes up because the chances are so slim. It's like it's almost impossible, and I'm just kind of not wanting to get my hopes up so they get crushed in this kind of situation. But that's going so far. It's kind of looking like he was in a better position than the last time he got deported. And my mom and of course and him have been talking as much as possible, and I think it's kind of cool that they can still do that, even considering the situation he's in at this point. But I might have a little bit of a mini update on another future video on that and how that goes, and figure out from there. But if it goes wrong, I might have a little break in posting videos because I'm gonna need to kind of get my head straight, screwed on right. So, because I mean, this guy is really cool, and it's really kind of sucks that this is happening, and everyone in my family is kind of depressed about it. But once again, I'm trying to hold back those kind of emotions, which actually caused a little bit of a fight, but because I thought I didn't care. But the point is, yeah, I care. I'm just trying to kind of act more strong than them. That's kind of how I am. Anyway, but I really would like to know your guys' feelings on this kind of topic. I think that the U.S. and Americans, I mean, this goes on everywhere, but in my experience with the Americans and white people, they seem to think they're better than everyone else, and I don't think that's cool. I think everyone should just be considered for, not because of their color or race, but because of how they are as a person, their personality, their character, kind of thing like that. I think that everybody's got kind of a little bit of a mindset that they're better than another kind of person or stuff like that. But I want to start this thing where you do not judge people based on what they look like or even what they do. Just kind of well, by what they do I mean like if they like a different activity, or heck, even sexuality. If a guy likes a guy or a girl likes a girl, as long as they're not personally hurting me or affecting someone, leave them alone. It's not a big deal. It's their personal choice, and you kind of got to let them do their own thing. It's these kind of things that I hate about people, honestly. I do not like when people judge others, like write them off immediately without even knowing what they are, who they are, and what they kind of do. If someone's a serial killer, yeah, go ahead and hate them, because that's a freaking ridiculous thing to be, and rapist, anything like that. Go ahead and you can kind of write them off like that. But if the people that you're judging you don't actually know too much about, and you're just kind of writing them off as a bad person just because they dress a certain way or act a certain way, don't do that. I mean, that really could hurt a lot of feelings, and judging others is like trying to make, it's just another way of saying that you think you're better than them, when really, if you're going to be judging them without knowing them, you're probably not as good as them in any way, no matter the situation. Anyway, but I want to know your kind of ideas on whole, kind of, I guess you could say, racism and all that illegal immigrant stuff. I think that it would be a lot of a simpler idea and a way for, in the U.S., to take a background check, on anyone coming into our country. Instead of just like making it really tough or almost impossible at this point to get a green card and be a legal citizen of the U.S., take a look at their background, criminal history, and all that stuff, and just kind of judge it from there. If someone has no criminal background, what are they hurting in our country, really? I think that this goes. I'm not saying this is only in the U.S. Like I said earlier, it is going on everywhere in the world. And I hate that whole idea. And I know a lot of people aren't with me, but I know there are a lot of people who have different ideas and maybe just have a kind of a new outlook on certain aspects of what I've been talking about. I don't know everything, so not what I'm saying is not necessarily true. That's just kind of my feelings on the situation. Anyway, guys, that's about all I got on this topic. Go ahead and comment with your feelings. Please don't hate on this video if this offended. I mean, if it offended you, go ahead and comment and tell me why. But don't hate on this video, really, because I think that that's not a cool thing to do. Just like it's just another way of writing me off, because this is not my normal kind of commentary style. I try to be kind of an excited, more of a happy commentator, I guess. But my head's all messed up right now. I'm trying to it's hard for me to do this commentary, but I'm trying. So, yeah, just go ahead and comment and tell me what your feelings on any situation or any ideas you got. And that's about it for that. So I'm just going to talk, a little about the gameplay, because that's another thing I do. If I start running out of ideas, I'll talk about gameplay. The game's pretty close to over, but I mean, I had a few slow parts in the game, but overall it was a good game. And as you notice, the score has been so close this entire time. And without my teammates capping, I couldn't believe that hit marker. I was like, dang it. I hate Last Stand. Without the help of my teammates, this would probably not be posted. And so I think Demon, Cobra, and Assassin were in this game. And maybe, no, my squint, my squint. Haha, I can't talk. My friend Squinty the Panda was probably in this game too. Sorry if you hear the talking in the background. It was recorded with recording audio and people talking through the mics too, so you might hear some of that. But for the most part, the game volume was a little bit louder than that, so hopefully it shouldn't affect too much. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, later.